On the historic Chester city walls, you can see the cathedral in the background. These are the steps leading up to the wall. Now I'm on the walls. You can see the historic Chester Cathedral, the clock in the distance, the famous clock. We're going to go past the Kale Yards, which is the designated pigeon feeding area. So lots of pigeons here, and the house has been created for them. You can see some really immense seagulls. Some kind people have left food for the pigeons. Cathedral from another angle. The walls go around the city, they're quite a long distance, and they go through the race course, the Chester race course, the cathedral, and quite a few attractions really. So it is a nice walk. So please. Thank you. Some more views from over the walls. Mild breeze now. Everything is closed to careful lockdown. These are the lawns where sometimes you have open air cinema. By the Story House, they are called Moonlight Flicks. You can see the Shropshire Union Canal in the distance. past some historic sites. As you move on the wall, there's the King Charles Tower. Let's see how old it is. It is seems to be from 17th century. Interesting, isn't it? So another view of the cathedral in the distance, and these iconic lawns where the moonlight flicks are held every year at Story House. And now we'll get a top view of the canal, so you can see that's the canal. There in the distance is the Chester bus station, the bus interchange. If you are a member of Twitch, then you can come and say hello in chat. You can see the chat as we move along. So look at the state of the trees, because it's fall. The trees carry no leaves. Another view of the cathedral and the lawns as we move past them. The Shropshire Canal is to the right of me. Some shops on the walls. Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you
Very
doing?
well, thank you.
Just doing a walk on the walls.
Beautiful.
It is. So all the different restaurants. That's the Vegan Deva. The light is falling from the other side, so can't capture everything very clearly as we move along in this direction. But soon we'll take turns and then the light's direction will change. So that's the North Gate Street. So Chester has these streets as North Gate, East Gate, Foregate, Watergate. This section of the wall has only opened recently. It had been closed for repairs. This section of the walls had collapsed. Now this road will take you straight to the University of Chester. Campus, which is Parkgate Road. Just a view over there. There's a Wetherspoons in the distance. It's called the Bull and Stirrup Hotel. Some pigeons. Just has a lot of pigeons. still see the canal below me. A nice peaceful walk on the walls. Some nice apartments to my left. This is known as Charles Court, King Charles Court. Hello there, just doing a live stream on the walls. Houses to the left and the canal to the right. The weather is much warmer today than yesterday. 0 degrees yesterday in the evening, almost 7 degrees now. Here comes our next stop on the walls. Let's see what it says. I've never gone up this way, so let's have a look. This is known as Morgan's Mount. This gives you some of the best views to the north and the west, and it has been like that for hundreds of years, so you can see really some nice views. So some details about Morgan's Mount. It was very much present in the 18th century. We're going to pass over what are quite literally the ring roads around Chester, and then we'll cross over to the other side where we'll come across the race course. going past another landmark on the walls. It's called the Pemberton's Parlor. It's named after an 18th century moorhanger who was responsible for the upkeep of the city walls. It was constructed in the early 18th century. Have a look. So the stone addict on top is probably from the 18th century. This is this Anglo-Saxon coin that was found in 914. Dates back to the time between 959 and 1013 AD.
Oh, VAT as well. Yeah.
So these are some railway tracks. Have a look. Some railway tracks. And those are the waterworks, the canal, and it diverges into two sections. And if you keep walking along the canal, you'll also reach Parkgate Road, the University of Chester campus. If you keep going, then you'll get to other neighboring areas, North Wales included. Getting close to another landmark on the walls. It's called the Water Tower. So for around 1500 years, Chester was the most important seaport in the northwest. That's a view of the water tower. Some other old buildings in the distance. Railway tracks again. Bit of a semicircle here, which makes us go over the railway tracks twice. So that is where I was just a moment ago. And the railway tracks again. Thank you. Hello. And now we are getting closer and closer to the race course. We'll soon get around it. The next thing that is up is the Queen's School.
And like, what I mean, orange.
So the Queen's School is up next. Those are some tennis courts. I think they belong to the Queen's School, and that's the Queen's School. Hello. So that's the Queen's School there. It's an all girls school, I believe. We also have a King's School. It's Queen's School. So these are some basketball courts. You can see the Chester race course in the distance. Yeah, they belong to the Queen's School. There's a McLean house belonging to the Queen's School. Historic house in the distance. Hello. That's Watergate. It's a rooms hotel in the distance. We are now getting around to the race course. Just a mild breeze at the minute. That's an aircraft in the sky. That's a restaurant belonging to the race course. It's called 1539. Gate number 5 of the race course. 1539 restaurant and bar belonging to the race course. What a sight. Now we get a view over the racecourse. That's the restaurant, and that's a view over the racecourse. We're going past gate 8.
Hagrid, you're pushing me over.
It's a view over the racecourse. This way. The racecourse behind me. Some people are taking walks around the racecourse. That's airport tail in the distance. Hello. Yep. Hello. So we are leaving behind the racecourse slowly. We'll get back into the walls by the river and then conclude our journey in another 5 minutes or so. Let's see what this says. This is the oldest race course in Britain. The oldest race course in all of Britain. Horse races have been held here for more than 500 years. Oh, these are binoculars. Let's take a look. No signal. Ah, this is to look back in time, not to look at the race course. That's a tractor in the distance. Going past this magnificent hotel. It's called a boat. So final look at Britain's oldest racecourse. In a normal year, there will be lots of horse races going on here. None this year. And another aircraft in the skies. doing some interesting maneuvers. Board hotels in the distance. Getting to the last leg of the walls. The last leg, guys. Hang on. Sorry. That's the city center in the distance. The green signal should come soon. Does seem to take long on this crossing. Normally it does not take that long on most crossings. Yeah, we're getting there. Orange, red, and green. It's time to roll. So that's the Chester Castle in the distance. Have a look if you want. Chester Castle. Chester Castle. And we carry on along the walls. In the distance is a bridge over the Dee. Castle in the distance. These are all historic. Some date back at least 1,000 years. So passing by the Chester Castle here, seat of power in the northwest. Carrying on along the walls. So we went past the race course, we went past the castle, and now we'll hopefully get a view over the River Dee. We also saw the Shropshire Union Canal. We saw many different constructions on the walls, some mounts and more. And now we are heading towards the River Dee. You can already see the Dee in the distance, can you? Over there, right in the distance, beyond the car park. carry on along the walls. You can see the D in the distance. So we'll now pass by the riverside campus of the University of Chester. That's the riverside campus building coming up. A crow perched atop the trees. Not very many crows compared to pigeons and seagulls in Chester. Pigeons and seagulls are the most dominant bird species in the city. So the walls continue here. You'll get a better view of the D. That's a nicer view over the D, peering through those trees which have now lost their leaves due to the fall. Riverside campus to my left.
Yeah. It's all about like the microbes and everything.
So that's the river T, and that's the riverside campus in the distance. That's the bridge that takes you over to Hanbridge. That's the other side of Chester. Now we are getting onto the walls again. That's the Riverside Innovation Center belonging to the university. And we are back on the walls again. Looks like this section is barricaded off, so I'll have to get down. And have to get around. think there must be a way to get back on the walls. I'm not sure where. It's probably here. I think I found it. That's a cafe at the walls. Another view over the river. Queen's Park Bridge in the distance. Looks like a restaurant to me. Have a look at the menu. It's called Edgar House. Quite magnificent. It's a view over the Dee. Oh, when I was walking by this morning, there was a steep fall over there of water, but now the water level has risen very high, and that fall is no longer visible. Carry on with the walk over the walls and see some boats in the distance. These are almost permanently sitting there. One is called the Chester boat. I think we should also pass Princess Diana and the Jackal. Can go down here or carry on along the walls. Welcome. These are one of the wishing steps. Another view of the Dee. The Jackal in the distance. This should give us a better view of the Dee. Looks like a little lodge that we are passing by. It says luxury on-suite accommodation, dining rooms. The Roman ruins. underneath me. Getting closer and closer to where we started. Hello. Travelodge in the distance. Not sure I can go through. I think, oh yes, looks like I can go through. That's good. If I can go through, then I can get over to where we started much more easily. Right there. So this is a tale of three gateways. So three gates here: Wolfgate, Peppergate, and Newgate. We are standing on Newgate. That's the entry to the Roman Gardens. In the distance. And we are getting closer and closer to where we started. So there's a Panda Mami restaurant, a buffet restaurant. It's quite a decent restaurant. A bit expensive in the evenings. This should take us back to where we started. Back side of the old offices of the TSB Bank. This is a new stretch. I've never done this before, so it's interesting. I think this section was not open until now. So indeed we are getting some new views of the walls. And here comes the famous clock. I think it is there since the 18th century, so it's more than 200 years old. So a little note on East Gate. Main entrance into the historic city of Chester. Some paintings depicting it. And this is the famous Chester clock. It says 1897 on it, so it is 123 years old. And that's the view of the High Street of Chester. It's also called Foregate Street. You can see many of the retail chains. All the non-essential retail is more or less closed at the minute. And we are about to finish where we started. Nets to keep the pigeons away. This is where the pigeon was trapped. This is where the pigeon was trapped on my birthday. And it got eventually rescued, which was good news. We're about to end where we started, doing a full 360 degrees around the walls. So we started near the cathedral, and the cathedral is in view now once again, and we'll end at the parking lot. Parking lot is in sight. So whoever joined in for this stream, thank you very much.
It wasn't what I needed that
So final view of the cathedral, and down we go, and we'll finish off just where we started. Okay, great. Thank you very much for watching, and we conclude right where we started.